What's going on, guys? Nathan here, bringing you a Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary, and this video's topic will feature the Travelman Shiv for the sniper in Team Fortress 2. Now, before I get started on the actual commentary, let me just put in a note about this gameplay. This is about 75% of 2 games I got on Harvest. It's not the full gameplay because I actually, there are a lot of boring parts, and I do die a lot. Being sniper is my worst class. I will never ever tell anyone that I'm a good sniper because I just suck at it. So I did skip out some of the boring parts and the deaths and stuff like that. But yeah, that's also why I'm using the Huntsman right now. I do break out the Shiv a little bit, but otherwise it's mostly Huntsman because I'd rather have those lucky kills than those skill kills. So yeah, that's just enough ranting about the gameplay, and let's get started. So the Travelman Shiv stats on this game, even though it's a very basic thing, I still want to just put these numbers out there, is that with the Travelman Shiv, you on hit bleed for 6 seconds, and then the con to balance this is that there's minus 50% damage done. But here I'll read the actual number stats. So the base damage for this weapon is about 32.5, you know, that obviously varies a bit with the random number generator in this game. And then you also get 4 damage a tick for bleed damage for 6 seconds, which makes it 48 damage total. That is straight off of the Team Fortress 2 wiki. So that total amounts to 79.5 points of damage, and that's assuming that the enemy takes full bleed damage. Now, in comparison, the maximum random number generator that a Kukri, the default sniper melee, can get is 72.5, or I mean 72, I'm sorry about that. That is the maximum it can get on a random number generator scale. So it really comes down to, are you willing to gamble the enemy taking the full bleed damage for those extra 7 or 8 points of damage on this weapon? And in my opinion, it is not worth it. Guys, I would much rather take the damage up front with a weapon like the Kukri than wait for the enemy to bleed out, and here's why. The chances of the enemy taking full bleed damage are just so minuscule, and here's why. On a normal map, let's take Harvest for example, being that's what this gameplay is on. There are so many health packs available. You can walk, 20 feet to get to the nearest health pack from the point. The fact that you have to wait 6 seconds for the enemy to take that full bleed damage just for an extra 9 points or so of damage is not worth it. If you just think about it, I mean 6 seconds, it's like 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, you know, I mean that's a long time on the battlefield, and that just leaves so many opportunities for the enemies to go and get a health pack, and the chances of them taking that extra damage instead of up front with the Kukri is just not that likely. There are only 2 instances or so where I think this weapon does have the advantage against the default weapons or other melee weapons for the sniper, and that is for spy checking and also for maps that don't have many health packs or have none at all. An example for the latter would be like Orange times 3. I don't think there are any health packs on that map besides the ones at spawn, which is obviously, you know, health cabinet. So that would be an instance where it would be better because, you know, the enemy doesn't have that chance to stop the bleed damage, so they are more likely to take full damage because there's no one there to heal them unless they have a medic. But you know, obviously if they have a medic, you really shouldn't be going after them anyway. But anyway, getting too into specifics there, so this weapon is also very good for spy checking. You know, this is fairly obvious, being bleed damage shows up as spies if they're dead ringing or even cloaking, and it's good if you don't have a Girardi, so you have an extra way of spy checking. And it's also good with a Girardi, being that you can get mini crits on the bleed damage as well. However, if you are going to do that, I would just suggest using the Bushwhacker, being you do get crits with that. So yeah, that's just my opinion on the sniper melee, and I'm not a huge fan of it. In fact, if I were to rank all the sniper melees, I would say that it's my least favorite, just because that extra 7 or 8 points of damage that you could get doesn't really come into effect that often. And one thing I don't really like about it as well is that you have to leave the enemy to not get a health pack in order to get your full amount of damage. So I don't really know how to explain it that well. It's like I don't really like leaving how much damage I do up to the enemy. You know, I'd rather just have the damage up front so I know I did this amount of damage, rather than hoping that maybe the bleed damage came into effect later and that they didn't get a health pack or something like that. And that will wrap up this video, guys. Thank you all for watching. I always appreciate it. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a rating as well. I always appreciate that too. And if you're new around here, feel free to subscribe for Team Fortress 2 videos, because I do post a lot of that, but I'm also into Borderlands 2 as well right now. So I'm posting some of that, and it's a fantastic game. But, you know, Team Fortress 2 I will always post, because it's pretty much my favorite game of all time, because I've just played it so much. And I do have a lot of nostalgia behind it as well, just like Call of Duty 4, because when I was 12, I think I started playing this game in the summer, and that's all I would do when back then you don't have anything going on, so that's all I would do in the summer is just play Team Fortress 2, and eventually I got really good at it. But to be really good at this game, you need a lot of practice, and obviously as people grow older, their life gets busier, and I am no different from that. So I'm just kind of rambling on about life here. I will shut up and end the video. So thank you all for watching once again. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video, and peace out.